Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Salakaya Chakra Nimiletan Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Siguru Shijutapadakamalam Sigurun Vaishnavanam Cha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Shiragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Devam Siradha Krishna Padan Sagana Vitam Sivishakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopis Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Mancha Kalpatrivasya Kripa Sindhuveva Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnaveva Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasata Desa Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So today, as we know that recently we had a wonderful celebration of Nrsimha Chaturdasi, the transcendental appearance of the day. So let us meditate on some of the wonderful prayers of Prahlāda Maharāja. When Lord appears, it is customary to pray. Sometimes we do not know, we go before the deities and we do not know that what to pray. So we should know, therefore we should learn from the prayers of a pure devotee how they pray. That should be the standard. Just like Prabhupada say, our prayer like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying. These are the learning lesson. It's a standard prayer for a devotee. Not that you go before the deity just like a businessman and treat the Lord like an order supplier. I want this, all the order list. I want this, I want that, I want that. That is not the proper way of praying the Lord. So we should know from the pure devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was teaching in Sikhyastam. Na dhanam na janam sundarim kavitam bhajagadisha kamai. Mama janmani janmani sure bhavatad bhakti rahi. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitama vishame bhavam bhado kurpaya tav padapankaj sutaduri sadistram vichinta. So these Prabhupada said this should be our standard of prayer. We should learn from all the great devotees like Prahlāda Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, how they are praying. So today we can learn the 7 verses where Prahlāda Maharaj is praying. That should be our standard prayer. So on this notes, we will start the first prayer. Actually, the very beginning, this is the prayer offered by the Lord of the resident of Jambudip, Prahlāda Maharaj to Nrsimhadev. So he very nicely prayed in the very beginning. It is said that Hari Varsche Chapi Bhagavana Narahari Rupane Sate Tadrupa Grahana Nimittam Uttaratra Vidyase Tad Daitam Rupam Mahapurusha Gunabhajana Mahabhagavata Daita Danava Kula Tirthikarana Silas Charitha Prahlāda. So here it is said that in this before one prayer, it's Sukadev Goswami speaking to Prahlāda Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj. My dear king, Lord Nrsimhadev resides in a tract land known as Harivarsha. There are so many Vaikuntha planets are there, the Harivarsha. In 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, I shall describe you how Prahlāda Maharaj caused the Lord to assume the form of Nrsimhadev. This is very important point. See, Lord appears, either it is sweet will or he was caused by the pure devotee, Lord, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared due to ardent and fervent prayer of Advaita Acharya. So therefore, here nobody can make us gods to appear. Only a pure devotee can. He actually doesn't like, he comes for pure devotee. Otherwise, he has nothing to do with this one. Try to understand that. So Lord is coming, why Lord appears? The question may arise. Everybody is celebrating Narasimha Chaturdashi. But first of all, you should understand why Lord has to appear. So it is stated this different verses also in 7 canto, 7 chapter, and other verses also. Here it is said that satyam vidhatum nijabhutya vasitam bhaptim cha bhuteshu akhilechu cha atmanaya ardhushati adbhuta rupam udbhahan stambe savayam namurgam namanusim. To prove the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial, in other words, to prove that Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. That the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. See what that made? Satyam vidhatum nijabhutya vasitam. Because he was challenged. Prahlad Maharaj was challenged by his father. You are talking about the Vishnu who is all pervading. Where is that Vishnu? There's a pillar was there in the assembly hall. He challenged Prahlad Maharaj, his father Hiranyakasipu demon. Is your Vishnu, you are giving a statement, a blanket statement that Vishnu is everywhere. Is he in this pillar? Prahlad Maharaj was confident. Yes, father, my Vishnu is in pillar. So to prove this statement of Prahlad Maharaj substantial, he appeared from the Stambe Savayam, from the pillar. Usually we are born from father, mother, but Lord doesn't have to adhere to the mundane rules and regulations. He can come, he is Swarat, is independent, he can appear in any way. Atma Maya is own will. But this is because he appeared because the root cause of his appearance is devotees. At the same time also Prahlad Brahmaji also given a statement that Hiranyakasipu cannot be killed. So in order to keep the killed by so many ways, so at this he wanted to kill Hiranyakasipu, at the same time keep the Brahma's promise, Brahma's benediction. So in so many ways he has to protect his devotees. For the devotee's sake, for the purpose of devotee, he comes, he appears. When Hiranyakasipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, where is your Lord? Is he present in the pillar? Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly replied, yes, my Lord, present everywhere. Therefore, to convince Hiranyakasipu that the statement of Prahlad Maharaj was unmistakably true, the Lord appeared from the pillar. Lord appeared as half lion, half man, so that Hiranyakasipu could not understand whether the great giant was a lion or human. To substantiate the Prahlad statement, the Lord proved that his devotee is declared in Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya pratijani name bhaktya pranasati. For his devotee he comes. He appeared. Otherwise, he has nothing to do with this material world. No. See, there's a beautiful statement in this regard, in this context by Brahmaji. Brahmaji say that a good statement. I forget 10, 14, 37, little 37, I think. So Brahmaji speaks very nice. Yes. Prapancham nisprapanchapi bidham vayase bhutale prapanna janatananda sandaham patitum Prabhu. Brahmaji given a statement that, my dear master, although you have nothing to do with material existence, you come to the earth and imitate material life just to expand the varieties of ecstatic enjoyment for your surrendered devotee. For the devotee's sake only he appears. So in the very first verse, we are studying that how why the Narasimhadev appeared. So Narasimhadev appeared, it is said that in the state that Tadarupa Grahana, it is said that it is Rupam Mahapurusha Guna Bhajana Mahabhagavata. So Lord is appearing because of devotees. Here, Tadrupa grahana nimitam. That means reason why Lord Krishna assumed the form of Narsinga. Because of his pure devotee. Mahabhagavata. So this is and I shall describe you how the Prahlad Maharaj caused the Lord to assume the form of Narsinga. Prahlad Maharaj, the topmost devotee of the Lord, is a reservoir of all good quality, great personality. This is the devotees of all good qualities. He is a reservoir of all good qualities. His character activities have delivered delivered all the fallen members of his demoniac family. Lord Nrsimhadev is very dear to his exalted personality. Thus Prahlad Maharaj, along with his servant, all the denizens of Harivarsa, worship the Lord Nrsimhadev by chanting the following mantra. See here, he says that Lord, because why Lord appear? Lord does not appear any ordinary devotee or any Tom, Dick and Harry, because he is a pure devotee. Krishna says, Am Bhakta Paradhina, Asastantra Vadi. He is bound by the pure devotee. Why? Because pure devotee has got the reservoir of good quality. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't desire for anything except Navilasita Sunyam, except engaging in the service of the Lord. Therefore, Lord is always, Lord says, how can I give up my devotees? He spoke to the Durvasa that how can I give the devotees? In this verse 9465, since pure devotee give up their homes, wives, children, relative riches, even their lives simply to serve me, without any desire for material improvement in this life or in the next. How can I give up such devotee at any time? So Lord never gives up his devotee, pure devotee, always. So for that purpose only he appears from Pila. So therefore, the Prahlad Maharaj is a reservoir. In the 10th canto also he says that nobody will be a great devotee like you. The verse is there where he says that whenever, wherever there are peaceful, equipped devotees who are well behaved, decorated with all good qualities, that place and that dynasty, they are even if condemned, are purified. My dear Prahlad, king of Daita, because of being attached to devotional service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher level. This is the thing, 7, 10, 21. Those who follow your example will naturally become my pure devotee. You are the best example of my devotee. Others should follow your footsteps. So Nrsimhadev himself certifying that Prahlad Maharaj is a very exemplary devotee. Anybody who follows Prahlad Maharaj, he also become my pure devotee. So that is the position of Prahlad Maharaj. He is a Mahajana, one of the 12 Mahajana, and a great devotee certified by Nrsimhadev itself. So let us start the prayers. There are 7 prayers, very nice prayer, very meaningful prayers. First prayer is very nice. Om Namo Bhagavate Narsinghaya Namaste Tejas Avir Bhava Vajra Nakha Vajra Damstra Karmasayam Randhaya Tamograsa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Atmani Vishta Om. Very nice verse. He says that his prayer, very nice prayer. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the Lord Nrsimhadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses the nail and teeth just like thunderbolt, kindly vanquish our demon-like desire for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our heart, drive away our ignorance, that by your mercy we may become fearless in struggle for existence in this material world. 3 things he has been given very nicely. First of all, he is telling that just like you have got a possessed the nails and teeth like thunderbolt, and you are vanquished. Tabakara Kamala Bare Naka Adbhuta Sringa Dalita Hiranyakasipu. His father Hiranyakasipu, you tear apart, you vanquish by your nails, pointed nails. Similarly, you also vanquish demon-like desire for fruitive activities. Fruitive activities in this material world is the root cause of our bondage. Karmasayam. Karmasayam means fruitive activities. As long as we want to enjoy, because we have turned away from the Lord, Krishna bhuliya jivo bhogovancha kare nikatastha mayatre jhapatiya jare. So our root cause of this material existence, because we have turned away from the Lord, we want to enjoy here, enjoy the senses here, separately from the Lord. And that is the root cause of our material bondage, our suffering. So because of so much desire, I want to enjoy and to enjoy all the things separately from the Lord. Karmasayam. So therefore this material desire is the cause, root cause of our bondage. It is stated here, stated by Rishabdev that, see, what is the root cause of our material existence? Essentially means repeated birth and death. That means repeated suffering, obnoxious, very unpleasant. Therefore, it is said that Nyunam pramatha kurute vikrama yadindriya pritya purnati na sadhumanyatmanayam asannapi klesa dasa. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living, engaged in all kind of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeed, he has already received a body which is, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it is not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activity of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material body one after another. So this is the cause. Perpetually we are getting material body because we want to enjoy separately. We are after the covering, not reality. Just like a milk is covered by cream, just like a fruit is covered by skin, we are after the skin. We are after the covering. We are not after the real substances. Real enjoyment with association of the Lord. Just like a finger, as long as he is attached to the body, he has got value. He can enjoy. Separate, it is amputated from the body, he has no value. As long as we are associating with the Lord, we can enjoy. Just like a fish, if you take out from the water and put in a Buckingham Palace, he cannot be happy. His constitutional position is water. Similarly, when we turn away from the Lord and want to separately enjoy senses, that is the root cause of. It will give us, perpetually gets the material body one after another. That means we are perpetually undergoing the obnoxious process of repeated birth and death. That is very excruciatingly pathetic and painful. So therefore, let there be auspiciousness everywhere. That is the first thing. Let there be auspiciousness. How this? Because as long as we have this sense gratification process, we cannot get out from this material world. Therefore, the first thing is praying that karmasyam, you caught this desire in our heart. Everybody has got the material desire in the heart, which is the root cause of our material existence. You vanquish that, just like you vanquish the demon like Hiranyakashipu. Similarly, we vanquish like material desire like demons. They're like demons. They kill us. They kill the consciousness. Because as long as we have got this material desire, parabhavastava abodhajata javanja jigyasate atmatvatam javat kriya tavat idam monovai karmatokayana sarirabandha. As long as we harbor this material desire, we keep the material desire. As long as one does not inquire about spiritual value of life, one is defeated and subject to misery arising from ignorance. Be it sinful or pious karma as its resultant action. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called karmatmaka, colored with fruitive activity. As long as mind is impure, consciousness is unclear, as long as one is absorbed in fruitive activity, he has to accept the material. Because when you are engaged in fruitive activities, our mind is unclear, impure, consciousness is unclear. We cannot awakening our Krishna consciousness to the fullest. Therefore, it is Prahlāda Maharaj is saying that, praying that, no, I do not want. You caught this, vanquish the demon like desires. which is the root cause of our all the things, material bondage. Everybody wants desire. I want this. I want to enjoy this way, that way, this way, that way. All after covering, not the real substance. Therefore, we are being frustrated life after life without even testing the real substances, without real happiness. So therefore, the very nice verses that can be elaborated more. Prahlad Maharaj also says, the Lord in other places, my dear Lord, O infallible one, my position is like that a person who has many wives, all trying to attract him in their own way. For example, the tongue is attracted to palatable dishes, the genitals to sex with an attractive woman, sense of taste to contact with soft thing, the belly or the field still wants to eat more, and the ear, not attempting to hear about you, is generally attracted to cinema song. The sense of smell is attracted to yet another side. The restless eyes are attracted to scenes of sense gratification, and the active senses are attracted elsewhere. In this way, I am certainly embarrassed. See, this is what the process, this is what called karmasayam, material desire. I want this, I want to enjoy senses. So the first prayer is telling, vanquish that material desire, which is the root cause of my material existence. Let's go to the prayer. So then secondly, he said that randhaya randhaya tamagrasa tamagrasa. What is that? Grasa grasa om swaha. First is karmasyam randhaya randhaya tamagrasa grasa om swaha. Grasa grasa means ignorance. Why I am after this sense gratification? Why I am after this, karmasayan? Why I am having this all material desire? Because I am ignorant. I am ignorant. What is my real interest, real happiness? I am thinking, oh, this is real substances. Just like a person who is ignorant, he is thinking that skin is real thing. He is taking the skin. He is really missing the substances, the fruits. And it is covered. The fruit is covered. And that is to be taken by ignorance. Ignorance only we do not know. A person in knowledge, he knows real substances is not the skin, not the covering. It's not the cream, it's the milk. So this is intelligent. We need knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Due to ignorance, we do not know. Bahirarthamanina. What is called Bahirarthamanina? Prahlad Maharaj, same thing is teaching and elsewhere in Bhagavatam, that Nati Viddu Sastha Gatimi Vishnu Durasai Bahirarthamanina. We do not know. Our goal is Vishnu. But Durasaya Bahirarthamanina. We are after the covering, not the real substance. It's like a blind man following another blind man. So we do not know, blind. We are ignorance. If we follow another ignorance, we cannot come to the conclusion. Therefore, we need knowledge. Tama grasa grasa. You vanquish all my ignorance, which is the root cause of things. I do not know that. I am thinking that I am very happy. Saikate tatala saikate bhari bindu sama sutamita ramani samaj. I am thinking, oh, I am very happy with families, friends, colleagues, my office, my money, bank balance. We do not know. These all are temporary, transient. And this kind of happiness is drop. Vidyapati, the great Vaishnava poet, is saying that in a desert, which is very scorchingly heat, a drop will not sufficient. There is some kind of happiness is there. Why everybody is after all the things? But that happiness is very, very insignificant. It's like a drop. What is the use of drop in a desert? Then we are all after the drop. We are all after the covering, not the real things. We are all after the skin disease. Why? Because of ignorance. We do not know the reality. When you know the reality, the substance is different from the covering. Then we know, oh, this is not real happiness. Happiness is somewhere else. The verse is there, forget. So he said that, okay, let's say Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says. Another verse is there where we are looking for. So here it is say also that such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, self-realized person enjoy unlimited happiness. So he concentrates on the Supreme. So this is within, these real substances. We do not know that. We are after the all the things, no. Bahirathamanina. And this ignorance is the root cause of all the things. People even do not know this. Rishabhadeva spoke that this beautiful verse. Due to ignorance, the materialistic does not know anything about his real self-interest. He is thinking that my self-interest to become a CEO, to become this, to become that. Vishnu is not there. What is my relationship, eternal relationship? All these temporary things, temporary family, temporary society, temporary, community, temporary thing, we are so much attracted. We are thinking they are the real, but they are not real. They are covering, they are transient. We do not know that. Due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest, auspicious path in life. He simply bind to material enjoyment by lusty desire. All his plans are made for this purpose. The whole idea, whole this civilization, modern civilization is towards this thing. They have been inclined to all this nonsense. They have no idea. They are thinking that, oh, this is the goal of life. Enjoy. Hedonistic activity, hedonistic philosophy. Fun and frolic, rest and relax. For a temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy. Due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this. Therefore, Parikit Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj is praying, no, tama grass, swaha, you vanquish my ignorance, you vanquish my material desire. These are all stumbling blocks, impediment for my spiritual growth, for my liberation from this obnoxious material existence, which is perpetually binding me in this obnoxious cycle of birth and death, undergoing excruciatingly painful and pathetic position, pathetic in precarious situation. So therefore, it is very important to understand how wonderful, meaningful prayer by Prahlad Maharaj. Prabhupada has given a wonderful purport also, you can see. So then he says that we cannot come into the knowledge ourselves. Therefore, we need the shelter of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say also to Sanatana Goswami, I think Sanatana Goswami, he says that very nice verse. Maya mugda jivera nai sortha Krishna gana. Jivera sarupa koila Krishna vedapran. The forgetful living entity or conditioned soul have forgotten their relationship with Supreme Lord. They are engrossed in thinking of material activity. Just to transfer their thinking power to the spiritual sky, Krishna Dvaipanya Vyasa has given a great number of Vedic literature. So therefore, only the Lord himself can dissipate all our ignorance, can vanquish all ignorance. Because we cannot ourselves, our own effort, we cannot do that. Very nice prayer. Then then the third point, Prahlad Maharaj say that Abhayam Atmani, Abhayam Atmani, Vishta Om Kram. Abhayam. Because this material world called full of fear, Abhayam means fearless. Everybody is struggling for existence. Everybody fearful of this existence. Because our existence in a non-existential atmosphere. Every moment we are threatened by the death, disease, old age, birth. So any moment our so-called life can be lost. So material world essentially means fearful. Bhayam. Therefore, bhaya, everywhere bhaya. Padam padam yad vipadam. He say that this material world is samasit pada pallava plabam mahat padam punya jasa hare murari bhavam bado vacha padam padam Vacha padam, param padam, padam padam, yad vipadam natesam. So this material world is like a padam padam, yad vipadam. Every step, where there is a danger at every step. The place is called Martyaloka, place where there is a danger at every step. Bhaya. This place is called full of fear. Vaikuntha, full of anxiety. Sada samudigna asadagrahat. Prahlad Maharaj also say, always anxiety and fear, everybody, because they have accepted something is impermanent as a permanent. Something is not reality as a reality. We are accepting this just like we are accepting this body. Everybody thinking, I am this body, I am Mr. Bond. Bond, I am Mr. Bond. I am Mr. Trump, Donald Trump. I am Mr. Ant, Mr. Cat. You know, all this kind of bodily designation. They do not know who they are. They are accepting something wrong. This is like if I say, oh, today I am wearing this orange shirt or pink shirt. I am pink shirt. That is wrong thing. That is Himalayan mistake. Himalayan blunder. This is ignorance. So why? Because they are fearful. They are taking something non-permanent as a permanent, non-reality as reality. Sada samudigna bhava asadagrahat. Therefore, this is the thing, that why the bhaya comes, because we have turned away from the Lord, and we are now placed in this place which is full of fear, full of misery. Bhayam ditya vinisheta sad. So when the bhaya comes, when we have turned away from the Lord and placed in this material existence, fear arises when living entity misidentify himself as the material body because of absorption of external illusory energies of the Lord. When the living entity turns away from the Supreme Lord, he forgets all his own constitutional position as servant. Just like a child, as long as he is holding, Prabhupada used to give example, holding the hand of his father, he is not fearing. He is fearless. As soon as we turn away from the Lord, oh, fear. As soon as the child is turned away from the father, he is fearful. He don't know what to do. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj is very fast prayer. He is nicely praying that you vanquish, just like you vanquish in your pointed nails, your thunderbolt nails, Hiranyakasipu, my father. Similarly, you vanquish the demon-like material desire, the ignorance and the fear for struggle for existence. Everybody fearing, any time we can lost. Padam padam yad vipadam. We cannot survive alone. You cannot try to become immortal. That is not possible in this material world. That is stated here. You want to become immortal? No. So Elon Musk is trying to go to Mars. No. Ravana was trying to immortal. Hiranyakasipu trying to immortal. They could not. No one in this material world has become free from four principles of birth, death, old age, disease. Even by fleeing to various planets. But now that you have appeared, my Lord, death is fleeing in fear of you, and the living entities having obtained shelter at your feet by your mercy are sleeping in full of mental peace. So the fear fleeing when you take shelter of the Lord. Therefore, he is praying that, my Lord Nrsingadev, please vanquish this all fear, material desire, and ignorance. This is the meaning of this prayer. It can be extended a lot if can be spoken a lot about this. So the second prayer is telling first, Swasti astu vishwasya khala prasidatam dhayantu bhutani shivam mitadiya manascha bhadram bhajata dadakyacha avishyatam na matirapi ahituki. May there be good fortune throughout the universe. May all envious person be pacified. May all living entity become calm, practicing bhakti yoga. For by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence. Lord Krishna and always remain absorbed in the thought of him. Very nice. Very nice. The Vaishnavas, normally we pray for us. My Lord, please protect me. Please give me that, give me this. At least for our somukti, for our liberation, our good. But here, universal prayer, that is called Vaikuntha, the Vaishnava. Vaishnavas never prays for himself. He is not concerned about himself. He is bothered about others. Paradukha dukhi. So, very universal prayer for the well-being of everyone. That is a true Vaishnava. He is not selfish. One time, Ramanuja Acharya, Sri Sampradaya Acharya, he was given a mantra by his spiritual master. He told, I am giving a secret mantra. This is meant to go back to Godhead, liberation. Om Namo Narayana. Don't speak to others. Don't tell to others. He immediately went to temple, to the top of the temple standing. He told, I got a very good success, very good mantra. By chanting this mantra, you can go back to Godhead. And he revealed to everyone. So Guru Maharaj then came to know. He asked, you have disobeyed the Guru. Never mind, I may go to hell. Let everybody go back to God. That is also Vasudev Datta. This is a Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associate called Vasudev Datta. He also spoke the same thing. My Lord, all the people are suffering because on account of their sinful activities. Let me get their all sinful activities. Let me alone suffer. Why everybody suffering? Let me alone suffer. Let everybody get liberated. Same as Jesus Christ, he took all the sins. So this is the Vaishnava. He is telling that may there be good fortune through the universe. Why we are now here? Because of enviousness. People are envious of each other. Ichha desha samutena. We have come because we are envious of God. That's the starting of our enviousness with God. I do not want to serve because we have this tendency and free will, whether I am with God or without God. I can turn away from anybody. It's just like everybody has got little independence. He can hear the class or he does not hear. He can hear the cinema song. So similarly, we have got also independence, minute independence. So, but if we are envious of the God, why Lord has to be always enjoyed? Why he is the center? Why I should not be? I want to be God. So there cannot be two gods. Therefore, we come here. We are in the enviousness start from the God only. Envious of God. Therefore, we have come to here. Just like a person envious of the authority of the land, government, he will be put into jail. Criminals. Criminals means he is envious. He doesn't want to care for the law and all. He wants to be authority. This enviousness comes. And envy means no vacancy in Vaikuntha. Envious is a thing which is very dangerous. One cannot go back to God. Envy, no vacancy to the God. So therefore it is said that let there be people, may there be good fortune throughout the may all envious person. A Bhagavatam is meant for Satang, what is that? Dharma Projita Kaitavatra Param Nirmasaranam Circle. Maishwarya. Maishwarya means called enviousness. Fish are envious. The big fish take the small fish, swallow. Therefore, the word Macharakam, jealous, they are envious each other. So, how they can be pacified? They will pacify it simply by practicing Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is so potent, it purifies the heart. Pandita Samadarshina. He will see in Bhakti Yoga practice that everybody is the part and parcel of the Lord. So, as long as, see, this unity or universal brotherhood is a Ethiopian, Prabhupada says, it's a Ethiopian. You cannot achieve universal brotherhood without a common father. So-called unity cannot be accomplished without understanding this fact. So God is Father, and we are all children of the God. Aham bija pradapita. Krishna says, I am the Father. That understanding will be there, and rendering of service to the pure devotee. When you understand the Sambandha Jnana, and in that relationship we engage in the service of the Father, that time we will not have any enviousness of each other, because we belong to the same Vasudeva Kutumbam. So therefore, only by devotional service, this enviousness is very, very dangerous. Two kind of envy, Chanakya Pundu say. A snake is envious, a man is envious. A snake can be charmed, but a man who is envious cannot be charmed, cannot be controlled. Very difficult. Only control is Bhakti Yoga. By accepting Bhakti Yoga, they will think of each other well. Just like I know he is my sister, he is my brother, and then I will try to uplift somebody in a very impoverished, or somebody is a very underprivileged, my siblings, so I can improve, I can uplift, I can think of welfare of others. If I know that I have a common father, then I can think of my kith, my siblings. Similarly, we know that God is our Father. We are all His children. We are part and parcel. We are not this body. Body is just a covering. We are the spirit, soul, part and parcel of the Lord. Then we understand this. Then we can become pacified. Otherwise, no. Enviousness is very, very, very thing. Therefore, it is said that Bancha Kalpatu Vasya Kurpa Sindhu. The devotees are very, very, what you say, the devotee, Vaishnavas, like pure devotees, they know that everybody is a part and parcel of the Lord, because due to ignorance, they become envious of each other. So here it is said that Chanakya Pandita says that two kind of envious living entity. One is a snake, other is a man like Hiranyakashipu, who is by nature envious of everyone, even of his father or son. Hiranyakashipu was envious of his little son Prahlad, but Prahlad Maharaj asked a benediction for the benefit of his father. Because he killed his father, told he is envious of Krishna, Vishnu. Therefore, he asked benediction that Hiranyakashipu was very envious of his devotee, but Prahlad Maharaj wished that his father and other demons like him give up their envious nature by the grace of the Lord. Stop harassing devotee. Khala prasidatam. Difficulty is that khala, envious living entity, is rarely pacified. One kind of khala, the snake, can be pacified simply by mantra, by the action of a particular herb. Mantro osadi visasalpa khalane khalakena nirbhayate. An envious person, however, cannot be pacified by any means. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays that all envious person may undergo a change of heart, think of welfare of others. If the Krishna consciousness movement spread all over the world, by the grace of Krishna, everyone accepted, thinking of envious people will change. Everyone will think of welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays, Shivam Mithodhiya, the material activity, everyone is envious of others. But in Krishna consciousness, no one is envious of anyone else. Everyone thinks of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays that everyone's mind may become gentle by being feasted at the lotus feet of Krishna. Bhajatad Dukkhyate. Indicated elsewhere Srimad Bhagavatam, Savai Krishna Padaravinda. As advised by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Manmana Bhava Madhavakta. One should constantly think of lotus feet of Krishna. Then one's mind will be certainly clean, Cheta Darpana Marjanam. Materialistic always think of sense gratification, but Prahlad Maharaj prays that Lord's mercy will change their minds and they will stop thinking of sense gratification. They think of Krishna always, everything will be all right. Some people argue that if everyone thought of Krishna that way, even the whole universe would be vacated, because everyone would go back home, back to Godhead. However, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that this is impossible, because the living entity are innumerable. If one set of living entity actually delivered by Krishna consciousness movement, another set will fill up the entire universe. So beautiful verses. Let there be auspiciousness. Let there be all enviousness be pacified. Let there be auspiciousness for everywhere, for everyone. So that is the prayer of Prahlad Maharaj. What a meaningful prayer. How a Vaishnava thinks in terms of selflessness. Not only selflessness, thinking always welfare of the others. Therefore, Prabhupada is always writing, your ever well-wisher. Prabhupada says that I cannot be otherwise. A Vaishnava cannot be otherwise. Always ever well-wisher. Next prayer is also very nice. My dear Lord, we pray that we may never feel attraction for the prison of family life, consisting of home, wife, children, friends, bank balance, relatives, so on. If we do have some attachment, let it be for devotees, whose only dear friend is Krishna. A person who is actually self-realized, who has controlled his mind, is perfectly satisfied with bare necessity of life. He does not try to gratify his sense. Such a person quickly advances in Krishna consciousness. Whereas others who are too attached to material things find advancement is very difficult. Very beautiful. Very beautiful verses. He says that the association of devotee, how important the association of devotee. So he says that here very nicely that Bhagavat Priyesu. So let there be association of devotee. Sangha jadi syad Bhagavat Priyesu. Because association with friends, relative, family and all, these are binding us. They are holding back us. They are called anartha. Anartha means which blocks the artha, means ultimate goal of life. Our ultimate goal of life to go back to Godhead. But this attachment, this what is called bahirartha manina, this external attachment, the fake attachment to family, life, home, children, friends, bank balance, relative, and so on. These are called impediment, stumbling blocks for reaching ultimate goal of life. So that association is not good. That association binding is stated in this verse also. Mahat seva dwaram ahur vimukta tamodvaram jositam sangi sangam. To associate with this family, friend, relatives, bank balance, that is going to tamodvaram, the opening the gate to the hell. On the other hand, Mahat seva dwaram, associating with devotee, opening the gateway to liberation, to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means Vigata Kuntha Jasmad, the absent of all anxiety, all fear, all ignorance, everything. Vaikuntha. This word called Kuntha. So the two kind of association. Association with this Tamadwaram, Jositam, Sangi Sangam, all family, friends, bank balance, so many, all temporary things. Another is association with devotees. The two kind of thing. So Prahlad Maharaj is praying, no, let it be. If there is some attraction, because we are social animal, we have to have some attachment. Let there be my inclination, my attachment for the devotees. Because by associating with devotee, next verse is saying, by associating with devotee, what will happen? Let there be association. Because family attachment is going to be very precarious. Precarious, he says that in this verse 125:6. Very precarious. Grihesu kuta dharmesu putra dara dhanartha di na param vinnate mudha brahmayan sansara batmas. Why he is praying, let there be no attachment with family, friend, everything? Because if you attach to the family, friend, everything, the repercussion of this attachment is very gargantuan, grave, obnoxious. Those who are interested only in so-called beautiful life, namely remaining as a householder, entangled by sons, wives, searching after wealth, thinking that such things are their life's ultimate goal. Such people simply wander in different type of body throughout this material existence without finding out the ultimate goal of life. The repercussion, you see, Brahmayan, we have to undergo the repeated birth, moving from one species to another. Punarapi janaram, punarapi janaram. So therefore, it is not good. Many places it is said that it is very, very detrimental to our to reaching ultimate goal. My dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotee, their material attachment and desire remain thieves, their homes remain prison, their affection, feeling for their family members remain foot shackles. This is binding us, like you are putting us in a jail with foot shackles. Similarly, this is a prison house. This attachment will make us in this material existence, which is like a prison house. Prison house is no happiness, suffering, punishment. So therefore, nicely is prayed by uh, Prahlad Maharaj, that he is praying that let there be no attachment. If you do have some attachment, let it be for the devotees whose only dear friend is Krishna. And who are the devotee? A person who is actually self-realized and who has controlled his mind, is perfectly satisfied with bare necessity of life. Devotees are not interested in material accumulation. They are happy with bare necessity of life. Simple living, high thinking. And mind is always satisfied with the bare. Controlling his mind. Who has controlled his mind is perfectly satisfied. His mind control. A devotee means he's controlled the mind. Because restless mind will have desires for so many things, So this is the devotee. Who is that devotee? He does not try to gratify his senses. That is the symptoms of devotee. Such a person quickly advances in Krishna consciousness. If you lose your mind, let me gratify the senses, then that is impediment. Bhogoishwar prasaktanam. Therefore, devotees who does not gratify the senses. That is the main thing. Very nice prayer. And what will happen if you associate with such a person? The next verse. Every verse is so meaningful. Yasanga labda nijavirya vaivam tirtham sampristam hi manasam harajonta sutivi gatangajam kovai nasetta mukunda vikraman. By associating with person for whom the Supreme Personality of God and Mukunda is all in all, one can hear of his powerful activities and soon come to understand them. The activities of Mukunda are so potent that simply by hearing them, one immediately associates with the Lord. For a person who constantly and very eagerly hears the narration of the Lord's powerful activities, the absolute to the personality of Godhead, in the form of sound vibration, enters within the heart and cleanses of it all contamination. On the other hand, although bathing in Ganges diminishes bodily contamination in an infection, this process and the process of visiting holy place can clean the heart only after a long time. Therefore, who is the sane man who will not associate with devotee, quickly perfect his life? Now Prahlad Maharaj saying, what is the output? What is the result of associating with such devotee who control his mind, who lives only bare necessity of life, who control it, does not enjoy his senses, and whose Krishna is all in all? Yes, Sangdalabhya Nijavirya Vaibhavam. If you associate with such a devotee, then you will have an opportunity to hear about Krishna Katha. Devotee association means Madgata Madachita Prana Bodhoyanti Parasparam Kathanta cha mam nityam tushtanta cha namanta cha. So the symptoms of devotee is always talking about Krishna Katha. In pure devotee circle, there is no question of politics and all. He says that in this verse, this association with pure devotees, no politics, no psychology, no sociology. They're talking who are the pure devotee mentioned here. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subject like politics, sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, the discussion only on the qualities, form, pastime of Supreme Personality of God is prayed and worship with full attention. In the association of pure devotee, by constantly hearing the topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into existence of absolute truth, abandon this idea, gradually become attached to the service of Vasudeva. See how the result is. Because in the assembly of pure devotees, they are always Kathayanta Mam Nityam Tushtanticha Ramanticha. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the symptoms of devotee are always speaking about Krishna, always conversing each other about the Krishna. Nijavirya Vaibhavam. They are talking about the Krishna Katha. That is the essence. Association of devotee means Ravanam Kirtanam process. Prabhupada. That is real association. By hearing the Krishna Katha, the great things will be achieved. One can easily get out from this material world. He says that Paraspara Anukathanam Pavanam Bhagavad Jasa Mitho Ratir Mithatustir Nirvita Mithatmanaha. One should learn how to associate with devotee of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. A devotee thus develop their loving friendship. They feel mutual happiness, satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up the material sense gratification, which is the cause of suffering. That is the result of association with devotee. By hearing, it cleanses the heart. Sinmatam Sokatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kita Udantastani Avadrani Vidunati Swasa. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, Asatsanga Tyagai Vaishnavacharya. Vaishnava Achar. Vaishnava, first basic principle, first principle of Vaishnava means give up the association of non-devotee. Associate with devotee. With association of non-devotee, if you associate with non-devotee, then tamadhyaram jositam jasam. You will go to hell. But associating with devotee, you will have a chance to hear about Krishna Katha. By hearing Krishna Katha, you will stop all these nonsense things. Everything will be cleared. Our Cheta Darpana Marjanam, Mahabhava Davagni Nirvapanam. It will cleanses our dirty thing in the heart. Nasta Prayasu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. This is an opportunity to hear by associating with devotees. There is another verses also there. They say that when there is a congregation of devotees, the discussion, question and answer become conclusive to the both speaker and the audience. Now, such a meeting is beneficial for everyone real happiness. Everyone real happiness. That is the output, the result of associating with devotees. Beautiful. This is a very famous verse. Satang prasangam mama virya sambinda bhajanti hutkanna rasayana katha tajasuna tasu apavarga vartamani sadha ratir bhaktir anukramisati. In the association of pure devotee, discussion of the pastime activity of Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation. Thereafter, he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Real devotional service begins. See how the result is so gargantuan, so beneficial, so important, paramount important of association of devotee, because result is enormous, tremendous, stupendous result we get. Get out from this material world. In this life, it doesn't take time. It doesn't. You say that if you bathing in the Ganges or going to Tirtha, Prahlāda Mahārāja say it takes time. It cleanses, takes time. But this one is so fast. Associating with devotees so fast. He say that O Sutta the Great says, who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. Prolonged use, but here so fast, very fast. So this is the devotee association. Therefore, it is said that Dullabha Manusya Janma. Therefore, it is said that Tatrapita Dullabha Vaikuntha Priya Darsana. Very rarely one can associate with devotee. Tatrapita Dullabha means a treasure, very, very rarest treasure to associate with a Vaikuntha Priya. Vaikuntha Priya means devotees. Even in this life, one can get out. In this life. Before that, I will show you one verse is there. 25, 24, 1 to 5. A very good verse is there. He says that Aho Mahatmana Bhudasya Dusta. So in this verse, he says that O great learned devotee, although there are many faults in this material world, there is one good opportunity, the association of devotee. Such association brings about great happiness. Due to this good quality, our strong desire to achieve liberation by merging into Brahman effulgence has become weakened. There may be so faults, but association of devotee is very important. Therefore, Mahaprabhu say that sadhu sanga sarva shastra kahe lava matra sadhu sanga sarva siddhi ho. The verdict of our real scripture is that by even a moment's association with pure devotee, one can attain all success. Also, even half a moment also. He said that even half a moment association is also so great. I mean, so beneficial. Say that therefore a completely sinless one. I ask you to kindly tell me what is the supreme good is. After all, even half a moment association with pure devotee within this world of birth and death is a priceless treasure for any man. So how the association is so important. Why? Because in this life itself we go back to Godhead. We can go back to Godhead by associating. Just like Narada Muni, who was a maid servant in previous life. Then he associates with this Vedantis, the devotees, then we become Narad. So in this verse he says that simply by giving up the association of worldly people and associating with exalted devotee, anyone can attain perfection of knowledge. With the sword of knowledge can cut into peace illusory association within this material world. Through the association of devotee, one can engage in the service of the Lord by hearing, chanting, Sravanam, Kirtanam. Thus one can revive his dormant Krishna consciousness and sticking to the cultivation of Krishna consciousness, return home back to God. Even in this life one can get up. So beautiful prayer by Prahlad Maharaj. He is now asking that I want the association. Then after that he is saying that Jasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati. Again prayer. Next prayer is Jasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana Sarva Gune Sarve Gunes Tatra Samasati Sura Haro Abhaktasa Kutad Mahaguna Monorothena Sati Dhavat. Then he says that all the demigods, their exalted qualities, such as religion, knowledge, renunciation become manifest in the body of who has developed on unalloyed devotion to Supreme Personality of God, Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service, engaged in material activity, has no good quality. Even he is adapted to the practice of mystic yoga, or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relative. He must be driven by his own mental speculation, must engage in the service of the lost external energy. How can there be any good quality in such a? So he told, when you associate with devotees is very important, and association of devotee will develop the devotional service. When you have a devotional service, you will have all good quality. But those who are not devoid of devotional service, they cannot be good. They may be good in so many other things, but they cannot have good qualities. They may be expert in other things. Haru avaktasa kutamahadguna. Therefore, it is paramount important, it is imperative to be associated with devotee and become practicing devotional service. The potent of devotional service automatically, we do not need any external endeavor to endow with all quality, to acquire all good qualities. It is automatically, just like a sun rises, automatically the darkness will dissipate. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Andhakara, Jaha Krishna Nai Maya Rata Adhikara. Whenever Krishna is there, sun is there, there is no darkness. Similarly, when your bhakti is there, automatically all the good quality will manifest. But on the other hand, you have no bhakti, what is the use of that? Nothing will happen. No way. No good qualities. Therefore, devotee has 28 good qualities. The next verse is praying that Harihi Sakhyat Bhagavat Sariranam Atmajasanam Ivatoim Ipsitam Hitva Mahamtam Yadi Sajate Grihe Tada Mahatvam Vayasadam Pitam Dampitinam. Just as the aquatic always desire to remain in the vast mass of water, all conditioned living entity naturally desire to remain in the vast existence of Supreme Lord. Therefore, someone very great by material calculation fails to take shelter of the Supreme Soul, but instead become attached to material household life. The greatness is like that of a young low-class couple. One who is too attached to material life loses all good spiritual quality. Here it is very important thing. He says that a fish is always just like a crocodile. There is a story of Gajendra. Gajendra, although he is a powerful than crocodile, so heavy, so powerful, but when he came to water for drinking, that time a crocodile catch hold of his leg. And they were fighting for thousands of celestial years. But crocodile going to be victorious. Crocodile was on the upper edge. Why? Because the water is a natural element of crocodile, his own home. On the other hand, for elephant, the land is his own home. And water, although is very big, but he is weakened. Therefore, it is said that in material point of view, we are all living entity. We are our main constitutional position in the spiritual world. Krishna say, Mamavivansa Jivaloke Jivabhutta Sanatana. We are eternal. Krishna also eternal. Our home, real home is this spiritual world. When you come out from the real home and we are in a not in reality, is a temporary home, that time we are weakened. Our all spiritual qualities, good quality lost. Just like an elephant lost all his power when he was in water. Crocodile, although he is weak to thee, but he is in power because he is in the constitutional position. Therefore, when you turn away from the Lord, our position is very weakened. We are in a very, foreign atmosphere. Foreign atmosphere. We are not acclimatized. We are weakened. Just like you go to a foreign atmosphere, we do not get acclimatized. You get sick. Our position is like this. We are in a foreign atmosphere. It is not our real home. It's stated in so many verses. It is not real home. My dear gentle friend, both you and I are exactly like two swans. We live together in the same heart, which is just like a Manas lake. Although we have been living together for many thousand years, we are still far away from our original home. So here it is the original home of the living entity and Supreme Personality of Godhead is spiritual world. In the spiritual world, both Lord and the living entity live together very peacefully. Since the living entity remain engaged in the service of the Lord, they both share a blissful life in spiritual world. However, when the living entity wants to enjoy himself, he falls down in the material world. Even while he is in that position, the Lord remains within him as a super soul, his intimate friend. Because of his forgetfulness of living entity does not know the Supreme Lord is accompanying as a super soul. In this way, living entity remains conditioned in each and every millennium. So we do not know. This is our problem. We come to the foreign land. See, therefore you are now my very same friend. Since you left me, you have become more and more materialistic, and not seeing me, you have been traveling different forms throughout the material world. But as long as we turn away from the Lord, we are like a which was created by some moment. See how a living entity fall down, he goes into the material world, which was created by the external energy of the Lord. This external energy is described here in some moment means Akriti. This material world is composed of material element ingredients supplied by the Mahatma. Therefore, our position is very weakened here. Very weakened, turning away from the Lord. Turning away from the Lord, our position very weakened. We are in a very different atmosphere. Itvatma maya rachita grihapatya surisriya tamo visanti anichanta Vasudeva paranmukha. We have turned away from the Lord. Vasudeva paranmukha. So Prahlad Maharaj also saying same thing. Those who have turned away from the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, being under the spell of the Lord's illusory energy, are eventually forced to give up their so-called home, children, friends, wives, lovers, which were all created by the illusory potency of the Supreme Lord, enter against their will into the darkest region of the universe. See, our position is so bad now. When we are with Lord, we are blissful. So Prahlad Maharaj, wonderful and very meaningful, thoughtful prayers. One who is too attached to material life, he loses all good spiritual quality. Just like iron, when he come in contact with the wholly attached with the fire, he acquires the quality of fire. That is also verse is there, 1087:38. So how we lose the spiritual quality because we are in under the illusion of Maya, we lose the qualities. These prayers are like gems, wisdom. They are like a illusory material nature attracts the minute living entity to embrace her. As a result, assume the form compose her quality. Subsequently, loses all spiritual quality. Must undergo repeated death. See how we are in a precarious situation, embracing which is Maya. Then final verses prayer, he says that what is the solution? Now he very nicely spoke, very nicely. Let there be auspiciousness. Let all the envious pacified. Let there be a association of devotee. By association of devotee, one can practice bhakti yoga. By practicing bhakti yoga, one can have all good qualities. Then he's saying that actually, if we are turning away from the Lord, we will be suffering. Our position is degraded, demoted. Now he's saying that solution, real solution. Therefore, O demons, give up the so-called happiness of family life. Simply take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Narsinga. Your actual shelter of fearlessness. Entanglement in family life is the root cause of material attachment. Indefatigable desire, moroseness, anger, despair, fear, and desire for false prestige, all of which result in repetition of birth and death. So here he's saying that the problem is summing up the problem and solution. The problem with that, when you so much attached to your family life and all, so you will undergo repeated birth and death, which is very excruciatingly painful, very precarious, very pathetic. And the solution is that you give up the so-called happiness. What is that? You take shelter of the lotus feet of Narsinga. Tapodibhya putrika jena suddhati sattam. You take shelter of the Krishna, lotus feet of the Lasyadev, which are actually shelter of fearlessness and entangle. Then one can get the fearlessness. Krishna will protect. Otherwise, one cannot. Unless one takes shelter of the Lord, nobody can be happy. He said that this verse also. I think 7, 9, 25. Let's see. In this material world, every living entity desires some future happiness, which is exactly like a mirage in the desert. Where is the water in the desert? Or in other words, where is happiness in the material world? As for this body, what is its value? It's merely source of various diseases. So-called philosophers, scientists, politicians know this very well. But nonetheless, they aspire temporary happiness. Happiness is very difficult to obtain because they are unable to control their sense. They run after so-called happiness of the material world, never come to the right conclusion. So you cannot get happiness. The solution is that not only, oh my Lord. So he's telling unless one takes shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nobody can be happy. Nobody can be happy. One has to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, there is no question of happiness. So one has to take shelter of the Lord. It is said that Balasya neha smarano pitaro nasimha nattasya gadam. In this verse, he says that my Lord Narsingadeva was supreme because of bodily conception of life, embodied soul, neglected, not cared for by you, cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever they have made, they accept, although perhaps temporarily benefits are certainly impermanent. For example, father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician and medicine cannot relieve the suffering patient, and a boat on the ocean cannot protect. So they are trying. They do not care for Narsingadev. They do not want. Materialistic, they are thinking we can find out by our science, by medical science, by this science, that science, by missile, I can be happy. But they cannot be happy. Unless they take shelter of the Lord, they cannot be. They cannot be happy. He says that who can get free from this entanglement unless he takes shelter at your lotus feet? Unless we take shelter of the PRAHLADA MAHārājA, so nobody can get out. So therefore, he is ending this beautiful prayer. My Lord, all these things, happiness, this give up. He is now teaching to all these demoniac things that everybody should give up all this so-called demon-like desire, so-called demon-like attachment to family life, children, which is binds us. and take shelter of the Narsingadev. By taking shelter of the Narsingadev, we can free from all this entanglement of family life. We can become fearless. Krishna called Abhayacharana Aravinda, Bhajaure Mana Sinandanandana, Abhayacharana Aravinda. He gives the Abhaya, fearlessness from the material existence. So this is the beautiful prayer. So we should take shelter of the Narsingadev in the association of devotee Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevat. Under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, pure devotee. Under the guidance of a pure devotee in association with devotee, we should execute devotional service to the Narsingadev, to Krishna. Then we can be free from this, the deep-rooted attachment, entanglement of the material life. Otherwise, say nobody can get out. Nobody can get out. Very difficult. Who can get free from this entanglement? Unless who takes shelter at your lotus feet. That is the end. Sarva dharman parityajam mam ekam saranam bhaj. You should take shelter of the Lord. So thank you very much. Jai Ganthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prayer Prahlad Maharaj की जय, नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि।